Okay, this is the problem I had from my last video, and the only difference now with this video is that some of my terms are going to have negative signs. So when I factor, I have to take that into account. I'll move this up in just 1 second. I'm going to do the exact, actually, you know what, I'll leave it in the window so you can see it. I'm going to do the same thing I did before, where I take my a times my c, which is a 1 times a negative 9, and ac is actually negative 9. Okay? B is negative 8. I need the factors of negative 9 that are going to add up to negative 8. And if you have two numbers that have to add up to a negative, it means your larger factor is negative. I only have a couple of possibilities for my factor of 9. I'm either using 1 and negative 9, or I'm using 3 and negative 3. So which of those two combinations will add up to a negative 8? And this is what we're going to replace our middle term with this time. I have x squared, I have a positive 1x, and a negative 9x, and then minus 9. Now double check here, if I combine those, would I get that? That tells you right there, am I doing this right? Okay. And now we're going to do like we did before, where we put our little invisible line in here, and we're going to find the GCF of both of those binomials. The GCF of x squared plus 1x is x. Common mistake right here. A lot of students, when they say x divided by x, they forget that it's a 1. Remember, anything divided by itself is a 1. So x divided by x is a 1. GCF between these two, they're both negative, so let's take the negative 9 as the GCF. Now if I take negative 9x and divide it by negative 9, I have x. If I take negative 9 and divide it by negative 9, I have a positive 1. And just like above, our binomials match, and we can rewrite them as the two binomials, x minus 9 times x plus 1. And multiply again if we doubt ourselves. Factoring takes lots of practice. It's like a puzzle. You're continually trying to find which numbers will fit. But with lots of practice, you can get really good at it to where sometimes you don't even need to do any of these steps. Okay? The two examples I've shown you here were actually some of the easiest examples because the a term is a 1. The next example I'll show you on the next video, the a term is not a 1.